best to keep that number as low as you can, but it's not really needed. I'd say probably a max of 7, 8. That's probably what I keep mine to. Moving on, we're going to the splat placement tool. Now, splats are used for things like detail around the map. You want to add some leaves somewhere, some rough dirt somewhere in the corner, or craters even, things like that. So to start, we'll add some craters. We'll go with crater dirt, be a crater 2. If I didn't change anything in that editor, I'll just right click around. As you can see, these craters are quite big. So yeah, splats basically go over everything else except other splats. As you can see, they go over other splats, but it's very difficult to get them to work together, as you can see. They go over everything else, even splines, which we'll get into shortly. So yeah, these look pretty big for craters. Let's say I have a splat selected and I want to know what its optimum size is. You just click here and it'll set it to what the developers thought it should be for that. But if you want something a little more specific, a little bigger, right here you can worry about the scale. Right now it's set to 16, which is why it's so big. If I want something a little smaller, I can set it to 12. I can right click and see. There you go. It's a little smaller now. If you want splats to blend in a little more to the environment, take this over here, and if you see the current right here, you can change the opacity. Change that, and it starts to blend in. Change it however much you want. If you want it set when you place the texture, you can set it low like that, and just right click around and it'll blend in. But enough of that for now. Those are splats. If you want some detail, for example, we'll go with NM Flora. We'll do. You can scroll down and click the preview thing right here to see what kind of texture you're going to be selecting. Let's go with Dry Grass Patch Night 01. We got that selected. We'll just come up here. We'll place that right there. Alright, now we have some detailed grass on there. That looks a little too big. You can set to optimum size. Doesn't blend in enough. You can change the opacity like so. So yeah, things like that. You can use lots of splats for details and such. I know I do. So yeah, those are splats. Just get used to them. You're going to be using a lot of those as well. Very easy to use. Alright, moving on to the next tool. The Spline Placement Editor. We'll click that. Wait for that to load. Alright, here we go. Alright, splines are used for a lot of things in your maps. Walls, roads, etc. You're going to be using a lot of splines. Alright, that's no joke. You're going to have to get used to these. So say I wanted to get started on my map. I need a road. So we'll go to Stone Road. Just find a road here. We'll just select a texture. Can I go to Texture Preview to see what I'm getting? Be a Stone Road 2. That looks alright. So we'll select that, and without changing anything, you have the texture selected. You have the presets, which determine how big the spline is going to be, things like that. So to place a splat, all you do is you right click 4 times on the map, and it places these little circles. Press enter, and there you go. There is a spline. To move it around, you just left click it and move it around. To change the way the spline looks, you simply select a spline, press spacebar, and it brings up these little circles, and you can move them around however you want. Just be careful. You can distort the textures if you're not careful with that. So yeah, you can also have more than 4 circles, however many you want in a spline. So I wanted something a little bigger, more area to move around with to design my texture, things like that. So yeah, say the texture looks a little small, a little too big. You can always set to the optimum width for that texture, or you can always set to a preset width. So say for example I want it to be a 10 width. I can just change that and click set to preset width, and it'll change it. As you can see, it doesn't look too good, so we'll just set to optimum width for now. What else? If a texture in the spline doesn't look too good, it looks retarded, you can always click here, fix tiling to width after you have the spline selected. There you go. It changed the texture around to be more in line with what you have set up there. So yeah, splines are used for roads, walls, used for lots of things. Now we have a road. Yeah, another thing I like to show you is that if you have the spline selected and you press spacebar so you can edit it and make it look a little different, if you try to place a spline while this is on, you won't be able to do anything. So if you go on to like another area and you try to place a spline later on and you're not able to place it, try pressing the space bar to get rid of those circles, and it should open up the ability to do so, like right here. Alright, I'll just delete that for now. So yeah, those are splines. There's many things you can use them for. We'll check out the object mode. We'll switch to objects. Just wait for that.